Alright, so today we're going to discuss about the SPM 2011 paper, and this is paper 2. And I just realized actually I did discuss about this paper last year because I went through the video in my YouTube channel and I find out actually I already discussed. Anyways, yeah, so let's discuss it again, and maybe next time I will choose those paper I not yet discussed. So if anyone cannot hear me or you want to try out any new function here, just let me know. Yeah, because I'm also like first time using it today. Yeah, I hope this Adobe Connect work out fine. Okay, let's have a look on the first question first. Okay, so the first question over here, obviously you know this is log question. Okay, so for this log question, the first one is actually they ask you, the first one is just solve the simultaneous, then it should be very easy. So if you want to solve the simultaneous, let me see. Is there any way for me to write? Okay. I want to open the whiteboard, but I'm not sure after I open the whiteboard, the PDF will gone or not. Okay. It's okay. We just use the space we have here. Yeah, because I just don't want to waste so much time. Okay, so in this case we have two equations. This one will be the first equation. The first equation basically will make y as a subject. So you will get y equals to 2x minus 1. Isn't it? I move the negative 2x to the other side, I move the 1 to the other side. Then I call this one is the first equation, and I will call this one as my second equation. So as usual, I will sub the first equation into my second equation. So that means I will sub into the y here. So I will write at the bottom here maybe. So we will have 4x squared plus 3. My y will be 2x minus 1 square minus 2xy. My y is 2x minus 1 equals to 7. Alright, then you just solve this equation, and whenever the question asks you to correct to the 3 decimal place, you know you will get decimal in the exam. So if you know you will get decimal, that means you will need to use this formula: x equals to negative b plus minus square root b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. Yeah. So whenever you do simultaneous and then you factorize, you couldn't get the whole number as your final answer. That means you basically will need to use this quadratic formula. Alright, so yeah, so we just solve this one quickly. I think you can actually get. Sir, the chat box is too small. Yeah, I can make it bigger if you want, but if I make it bigger, there's no way to write on the chat board. Anyways, let me just solve this one quickly. So this one should be 4x squared minus 4x plus 1, and then minus 4x squared, plus 2x equals to 7. And then we'll solve this one. So basically I will have 4x squared plus 12x squared minus 12x plus 3 minus 4x squared plus 2x equals to 7. So yeah, just simplify 4x squared and 4x squared, and 12x squared, and minus 12x plus 2x is minus 10x, and then plus 3. The 7 I'm going to move to the other side, it's going to be minus 4. So yeah, because minus 7, right? So you got negative 4 equals 0. And then what you do next is I will simplify by dividing 2. So 6x squared minus 5x minus 2 equals 0. Then you use your calculator to solve this one. Should be easily get the answer. Make sure you correct into a 3 decimal place, because this is what the question asked for. So this is 6, negative 5, negative 2. Yeah, you will get, first answer should be 1.129, and then you will have second answer. The second answer right here. Second answer is going to be negative 0.295. Okay, I get the same answer with mine. Yeah, actually I would like to actually open the whiteboard at the same time, but then I'm not sure can it work or not. Anyways, yeah. let's try. If you got it, then I'm going to erase this one. Because, yeah, this app, it just worked weird for me. Just delete it. I just delete everything I have here. Okay, then we go to the question number 2. Let's try to change to other color. Yep, this color sounds good to me. Let me just move to the second one. Could go back to the first one. Okay, then it's cool. That's mean I move to second one, the layout will change, and here actually maybe I can open my whiteboard. Actually, do you guys see the layout change or not? Or I'm the only one seeing the layout change? I don't know. Okay, so let's solve about this log question. And because of space, I'm trying to solve this log question into the whiteboard. Log 2, yeah, basically I will just write this question on the second one. Okay, let's see if this one is log 2, 2x plus 1 minus 5 log 4x squared plus 4 logs 2x. Yeah, that's good to have 2 monitors. Yeah, actually right now I'm using 2 monitors. One monitor actually for me to write. The other monitor actually, yeah, just to open the things. Let me see my equation correct or not. Okay, log 2, 2x plus 1 minus log 4x squared plus, yeah, it's correct. So the question actually asks you to simplify this equation. So in order to simplify this equation, so what I will do is I will always make sure they have the same base here. So the base here is basically log 2, and this one is log 4. So before I simplify, maybe I can move the power to top first. So this one will remain the same, 2x plus 1. And then this one, I will move the 5 to the top. Actually, it will become the power. So 2 multiply 5, you will get power 10. The 4, I will do the same thing, move up, become power. This is log 2, x power 4. Then, what I do next is, I will change the base 2 over here into the base. I will base 4 over here into the base 2. So this one, when I change base, it's very simple. What you want to do is draw a line for fraction, and then you write whatever base you want. In this case, it's base 2. And then the bigger one, which is x power 10, you write on the top. The base, the original base, you write at the bottom. Okay, this is how we do the chain base thing. Right, so over here, I want you to pay attention on something. You have to understand basically the log 2, 4 here. Actually, this one means 2. Why? Because log 2, 4 is 2 power of 2. If I move the 2 in front, you can see this is 2, log 2, 2. And 2 log 2, 2, we know if the base and number is the same, basically equals to 1. This is 2 multiply 1, so the whole thing equals to 2. Alright, so you have to understand this one basically equals to 2. Then I will continue. So therefore, I will have log 2, 2x plus 1. This one will be minus. Since the whole thing here 2, I will call this one become 1 over 2, mean 2 at the bottom, multiply log 2 x power of 10. Okay, this one basically means log 2 x power of 10 divided by 2. Alright, I just like make the over 2, I just take it out, become multiply 1 over 2. Basically, they are the same thing. Okay, why I want to do that? Because now I can move my 1 over 2, go up, and it will become 10 multiply 1 over 2. If 10 multiply 1 over 2, you know the whole thing is basically is power of 5. This is log 2. I will remain this one. And then the 1 over 2 over here, I will move up, it will become power. So 10 multiply 1 over 2 is just 5. I don't see anything on my whiteboard. You didn't see anything on the whiteboard? Okay, some actually can see, some actually cannot see. Yeah, maybe you try to use the computer to actually open it. Yeah, maybe some of you are using the phone or iPad, isn't it? Because if you're using phone or iPad, maybe you need to go to download the Adobe Connect application. Yeah. Yes, so I think maybe it's a problem of iPad. I'm not sure. So maybe you try to go to your App Store and install the Adobe Connect app. And then you're trying to copy the link I gave you and then you're trying to join. I'm not sure what will happen. You can try it out. Okay, if you still cannot see, maybe you need to find a computer or laptop to actually open it. Okay? But can you hear me, right? So please go to App Store to download the apps and then continue. And those parts you already missed, maybe you can watch it after that because I will upload the videos to the YouTube. Okay? I just can see the whiteboard now. Okay, so yeah, it's good. You can see the whiteboard now. And I do find out I do make some mistake here. This is not multiple. This one should be plus. Let me just erase the thing. The way of erase in this app is very weird. Anyways, this is plus log 2 x power 4. Alright, then, okay, now everything in log 2 already. So what I will do is I will factorize out the log 2. And then whatever minus will go at the bottom, whatever plus will go on the top. Alright, it's because plus mean multiply and minus mean divide. So this is 2x plus 1. And then this is x power 4 over this x power 5. And then definitely you know x power 5 and x power 4 you can simplify. You left x. So your final answer should be log 2 and then 2x plus 1 over x. Okay, this one should be your final answer. Okay, I find out some students actually use laptop and couldn't see the whiteboard as well. Okay, are you using Google Chrome or using Safari or Internet Explorer? I think you try to use the Google Chrome to actually join. Will it be better? Yeah, for the Filmia, maybe you can try to open it using other browser. Are you still here? Okay, maybe I will move on. Yeah, if you have anything, you just type in the chat. I will try to answer you. Okay, let's come back to this one. So we just got this one, and our final answer just now. Our final answer just now will be log 2, and then should be 2x plus 1 over x. Okay, this is the final answer just now. And then the second part B, basically you will find out that everything is same with the part A, but then he added equals to 3. That means the whole thing here equals to 3. So you just imagine this one will mean log 2 and then 2x plus 1 over x equals to 3. Then you just move the log 2 to the other side, it will become 2 power of 3. So you get 2x plus 1 over x equals to 2 power of 3. So 2 power of 3 basically is 8. So 2x plus 1 equals to 8x. So I move the 2x to the other side. 1 basically equals to 6x. Then x equals to 1 over 6. Done. Okay. Yeah, I think is there any issue there? So I sit in front of the Wi-Fi. Okay, I see it. Okay, so yeah, I grab that you can see it. And so let me move on. Yeah, there's so many technical issues here. Yeah, let's go to the number 3. Yeah, I think I will need to erase something here. A little bit laggy. Okay, let's have a look on the number 3 here. So for the number 3 in this case, it's given that dot 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 567 comma y and then comma 5103 is a part of geometric progression. We know this is GP, and sum of the first 5 term is 847. So I know sum S5 means sum of the first 5 term is 847. And then the question basically asks you to find a common ratio, means asks you to find R, and then B asks you to find first term, means find A, and then find the smallest value. Okay, C we will do it later. So right now I'm going to switch to the whiteboard. I'm not sure some of you can see it or not. Okay. Okay, can you see the whiteboard right now? I'm going to copy the question just now. So what we have here is we'll have dot dot dot, and then 567 comma y comma 5103 comma dot dot dot, and then sum of the first 5 term equals to 847. Alright, so yeah, I hope all of you can see this one. Okay, so the dot 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 here means what? Mean this 3 term is some term on the middle. It's not starting from the beginning and it's not starting from the end. It's somewhere on the middle. Maybe this is 9 term, 10 term, or 11 term. We don't know. We do not know that. So, but we know something is something like this. In order to find a ratio, we can use something like second term divided by first term is equals to the third term over second term. Okay, but you not necessary to start with the first term. Or I can say, you just need to understand is the behind term divided by the front term. Mean the later term divided by the previous term. So for example, I can say something like term 99 over term 98 equals to term 100 over term 99. Yeah, I can do that. Okay, so this is, we do not know which term it is, but based on this theory, at least we know something. We know we can use y divided by 567. It should equals to 5103 over y. Because this is the later term divided by the previous term is equals to the later term divided by the previous term. This is how we do the ratio thing. Okay, always I will use the second term divided by the first term will equals to the third term divided by the second term. Alright, so then you just solve this equation. So you will get y squared. Basically, you will equals to 5103 multiply 567. Okay, 567. And then you will get 2893401. And then you just square root the 2893401. You just square root the answer. You'll get 1701. And then what you do next is basically you substitute the 1701 into the equation. I mean into the things given. You'll get 567, comma 1701, comma 5103. You have to understand the 1701 is not the first term and not the ratio. Okay, so what I will do is, in order to find the, because they have dot 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 here, there's dot 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 here. In order to find the R, I will just use 1701 divided by 567. And then I guess the R should be 3, isn't it? 1701 divided by 567. Then you can get your ratio is 3. And then we will find A, mean the first term using the sum of first 5 terms. Alright, so yes, so let me just erase some of it. Yeah, because we need some space to actually write it. This is not really good to use. Anyways, yeah. First 5 term for n term in our geometric progression will be AR n minus 1. No, that one should be the Tn term. Sum of n term will be a and then r power of n minus 1 over r minus 1. Or you have both, I remember, should be a 1 minus r power of n over 1 minus r. Depend your r is bigger than 1 or less than r, or less than 1. If your r is bigger than 1, you will use the first one. If your r is less than 1, you have to use the second one. Alright, so in this case, our r is 3, so I will use the first one. So I will just substitute everything I have here. 847 equals to a is unknown, r is 3, n is 5 minus 1 over 3 minus 1, which is 2. And then you just solve this equation, you can easily get the a first term. So first thing, I move the 2 to the other side, so I will get 1694. And then this is a. Over here is 3 power of 5 minus 1 is 242. So I'm going to move the 242 to the other side. It just becomes divided by 242. So you can easily get the values of a divided by 242. So it's 7. Okay, so over here we can get our ratio is 3 and first term is 7. Alright, okay, I actually see that some students cannot see also. Yeah, for Filmia, can you actually see it now or still cannot see? Yeah, every time I change the whiteboard, there's some problem happen. How many of you actually cannot see the things actually I write on the whiteboard? Okay, while waiting your typing, we'll come back to this question. So just now we get our r equals to 3 and our a equals to 7. Okay, then the last part of the question actually asks us to find the smallest value for the n term. We actually will exceed the 10,000. Okay, so yeah, maybe every time I change the whiteboard, you cannot see. I try to change the whiteboard here. So can we divide second term with first term and divide 5, 6, 7 with 3? Yes, you can divide the second term with first term, but then you cannot divide it by 3, but because 3 itself is not your term. 3 itself over here is a ratio. You cannot like divide the first term with the ratio. It doesn't make sense. You can divide the second term with the first term, then it's fine, but you cannot divide with the ratio. I hope I do answer you. And yeah, so yeah, let's do this one. Okay, so this one, they want to find the smaller value of n for the n term. So I will say Tn is bigger than 10,000. So we know the formula for Tn for GP is AR n minus 1. So we have our A is 7, we have our R is 3, and n minus 1 is bigger than 10,000. So what we need to do in this case is I will move the 7 to the other side first, and then bigger than 10,000 divided by 7. And then basically you want to solve the power in Add Math, you know you have to use the log. So basically what you need to do is you have to add the log 10 for both sides. So you add the log 10 over here also. And then you just solve this one. Okay, so and then you just solve this one. Yeah, I guess I will need. Okay, so yeah, then we will need to solve this one. So in order to solve this one, you move the power. You move the power front, and then you will get something like this: 3 power of n minus 1. Yeah, you have to move the power in front, so yeah, shouldn't get that. Okay, so when I move the n minus 1 to the front, I will get log 10 3. And then here actually log 10 10,000 divided by 7, and yeah, you should get some value. Let me do 10,000 divided by 7 first, and then I log my answer. So over here you will get 3.1549. Alright, then you just do is move the log 3 to the other side. It becomes 3.1549 divided by log 10(3). And then you just use the calculator. So yeah, it's not the equal sign. If you write the equal sign, then it's wrong already, because it shouldn't be the equal sign here. You should follow back the sign you have at the beginning. Yeah, because the sign actually is bigger. So this is divided by log 3. Yeah, you will get 6.61. So n is bigger than 7.71. When n is bigger than 7.71, there's so many answers you can get. You can get 8, 9, 10, 11, 100, 200, 900 until infinity. But then the question asks for the smallest value. So when n is bigger than 7.71, the smallest value you can get is 8. You just imagine 7.71, the next one will be 8. So the answer n equals to 8. Can you get it? So Eden's is 7.61. Yeah, I mean 7.61. You're right. What happened to my math? Yeah, it's 7.61. Okay, can you understand this question before I move on to the next part? Okay, I assume you all can understand. If any one of you actually want to use the mic to talk, actually you can let me know. I can try to open your mic, and if you have mic and you would like to talk, I'm always welcome, because 2 hours I'm the only person talk here is quite boring. I mean, yes, because you all have to hear my voice for 2 hours. Anyways, yeah, come to the question number 4 here. Okay, the means of the sets number, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have 5, 6. You have 6 number here, and then the question tells you the mean is 7. Is it 6 number? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright. So over here I know my n equals to 6 because I have 6 number. And then I know my mean equals to 7 because the question says so. The question says mean is 7. Alright, so what I will do is, in order to find a mean, we learn about formula for mean. It's just sum of x over n. So sum of x means all the x plus together. So all the x plus together, you have 2 plus y plus 5 plus 2y plus 1 is considered one number, right? And then plus 10 plus 12 over total number I have 6 equals to 7. Just solve this equation, you can easily get the y. So over here, this is, okay, let me just do it quickly. This is 2, 5, 7. 7 will be 17. 17 plus 12 will be 29. Plus, oh, still have 1 here. So this one should be 30. Because I forget about the 1 there. Oops, it's not this one. Okay, so plus 1 more. So this is 30 plus 3y. Because 2y plus 1y over 6 equals to 42. So 3y equals to 12. Because minus 30, so y equals to 4. Then I can easily get my y equals to 4 here. And then the question asks me to find the variance. So of course you have to know the formula for variance. Variance basically is sum of x squared over n minus mean square. Right, so if you understand about formula for variance, then I will going to do this one very fast. Okay, so let me just rewrite my value here, because I know my y equals to 4, right? So I will have 2. So I have 2 here, 4 here, 5 here. 2y plus 1 will be 9 here, 10 here, and 12. Alright, so if the question says sum of x squared, that means all these numbers are going to square and then are going to plus together. 2 squared is 4, 4 squared is 16, 5 squared is 25, 9 squared is 81, 10 squared is 100, and 12 squared is 144, divided by 6 minus mean. Mean is 7. 7 square. Okay, this is how we do variance. Just remember the formula is sum of x squared. Sum of x squared means all the number you have to square it. Alright. Then I will use calculator, definitely. 4 plus 12 plus 25 plus 81 plus 100 plus 144. Yeah, I have 370 over 6 minus 49. Divided by 6 minus 49, I guess this is my variance, is 12.67. Are we getting the same answer? I hope we do. Yes. And I see a question here. Sir, in the question number 3b, we cannot use the r is the second term divided by first term to get a, because we didn't know what is the ... and so on. Yes, this is the reason why. Yeah, I mean in the last question, yeah, you asked about 3b, right? Yeah, for this question, I mean at the bottom here, wow, this one is quite lucky. Yeah, actually for this one, because the 5, 6, 7 is not the first term. If you want to find the a, you cannot use the second term divided by first term, because the 5, 6, 7 itself is not the first term, it's some n term. We do not know which term it is, it's just some n term. So if 5, 6, 7 is the first term, then you don't need to find a already, because a is 5, 6, 7. You don't need to do second term divided by the first term to find the first term, because first term is already given, is 5, 6, 7 if the 5, 6, 7 is the first term. But in this case, obviously it is not. I hope I do answer your question for Rania, because I see your raised hand. Okay, so yeah, let's come back to our question. I mean the second one. Okay, so for B, okay, I guess Adobe is not stable also, because it's a bit laggy. Right, so okay, each number in the set is multiplied by 3 and then 2 is added to it. Find the set number, find this set number, find these sets of number, find the mean. Right, so if all the number multiply by 3 and then add 2, what you do is basically you do the same thing to the mean. So if this is mean, you just do the same thing, you multiply through 3 and then you add 2. Okay, our mean over here basically is 7. So I just say 7 multiply 3 and then add 2. Do back the same thing, that's all. This is 21, 21 plus 2 is 23. Okay, it's very simple. However, if for standard deviation, so of course you need to know your own standard deviation, because 12.67 is not standard deviation. 12.67 basically is the variance. So in order to get my standard deviation, I'm going to square root 12.67. So if I square root 12.67, I will get 3.56. Okay, 3.56 basically is my standard deviation. However, the question basically asks you to find sort of the new standard deviation, because the set number actually is multiplied by 3 and then add 2. So what we do is, for standard deviation and variance, all this, you just care about multiply or divide. You just ignore whatever number you have for plus or minus or subtract. Alright, so what I will do is, in order to get my new standard deviation, I will just use the old one, multiply by 3. That's all. If variant, you have to remember, variant you have to multiply 3 square. You cannot just multiply 3. Alright, this is 3.56 multiplied 3. So your new standard deviation basically is 10.68. Alright, this is how we solve the statistic. I mean, statistic topic when you want to find the new means or new standard deviation. Remember, standard deviation or variance or range, all you just care about is multiple. If the question asks about mean, then you just do whatever the question wants. One multiply, you multiply. One add, you add. Alright. I hope I do make you understand about this part. So let's move on. Yeah. Okay, the next one. Okay, number 5 here. Okay, for number 5 here, so calculate the triangle AOB. Basically, this is very simple, but then some students cannot do because they have no idea what is O. O is always origin, and the coordinate for O is 0, 0. That means this is O here. So basically, if the question asks about AOB, basically they ask about the area for this triangle. Yeah, they ask you to find area of this triangle. So this is geometric coordinate. In order to find the area, you just use the area formula, which is half, and then you insert your x value. Your x value will be -3, and then 4. Your second coordinate is O, right? So I will write 0, 0. Third coordinate is B, so I will write 6, -2. And then always repeat the first coordinate, which is -3, 4. This is what you should always do. This is how we find area in coordinate topics. So what I will do is half, and then over here is they multiply like this. 0 multiply 2, and then 6 multiply 4, and then you're going to multiply the other way around, which is like this. Okay, so let's have a look. So 3 multiply 0, I will get 0. 0 multiply -2, I will plus 0. 6 multiply 4 plus 24. And then I close bracket, I will say minus. Whenever you change direction, you have to minus. And then -3 multiply -2, you get 6. 6 multiply 0 is just 0. 0 multiply 4 is just 0. Close bracket, and then add the modular symbol. So this is basically is 24 minus 6, which is 18. So half of 18 is just 9. So the area is just 9 units square. So new standard deviation, no need to add 2. Yes, no need. For standard deviation, unless you add an extremely big value, like you add 200 million, then maybe it will affect the standard deviation a little bit. If you add like small number like 2, 10, 100, it won't affect your standard deviation value. You can try to do the experiment by yourself. It's like this, because I did the experiment before, last time. Alright, so yeah, so this is the answer for part A. We already done. So for part B, the point C divide the line AB internally. So he give you a ratio. So ratio, you know you have to use the ratio formula. So yeah, in order to use the ratio formula, so let me just erase all this. Okay, so what we know here is AC is 3, CB is 2. So I guess C is somewhere here. No, it doesn't look nice. Maybe somewhere here. Okay, this is 3, this is 2. This is a ratio. And of course, I hope you remember about the ratio formula. The ratio formula basically is mx1 plus nx2 over m plus n. Then do the same thing for y. my1 plus ny2 over m plus n. And then equals to xy. xy is the coordinate on the middle. So yeah, which is the coordinate you need to find here, which is C, xy. So you have to know the xy over here actually means for the xy for here. Okay, so m and n is just a ratio. So in this case, I can call m equals to 3 and n equals to 2, because m and n is just their ratio. And then you just do some substitution. So let's see. So first thing is my m multiply my, okay, m, whenever you have m, you cannot multiply -3. Okay, even the x1 must be the coordinate further to the m. If your m here, you have to multiply the coordinate which is further. So I will use 3. I cannot multiply this coordinate because it's too near. I have to multiply the further one. I will multiply with -6. So 3 multiply with 6. So 3 multiply with 6 plus negative 2 over here have to multiply the further one. So 2 will multiply -3. And then over m plus n, which is 3 plus 2, which is 5. Then we'll do the same thing for y. So 3 I will multiply the further y, which is -2. So 3 multiply -2 plus My 2 will multiply my further y, which is 2 multiply 4 over 5. Okay, you just do the correct substitution. Then you should be done. Right, then, okay, let me just erase this one. Then you just solve it by equals to xy. The xy over here basically is the coordinate for c. So for in this case, just 18, this is 18, this is minus 6. You got 12. 12 divided by 5. So 12 divided by 5, you will get 2.4. It doesn't look good to me. Anyways, negative 6 plus 8 is 2. Negative 6 plus 8 is 2. 2 divided by 5 is 0.4. Is that the correct answer? So let me just double check because it doesn't seem very correct. Because normally we won't get decimal in the coordinate geometry topics. However, sometimes we do still get it. We still will get things like this. So yeah, let me just double check it. Yep, my answer is correct. Yes. You can leave your answer in fraction form, and actually, I say many times I prefer students leave in fraction form. Yeah, so yeah, I'm not sure why I changed the decimal today. This is 2 over 5, and then this one should be 12 over 5. Yeah, leave your answer in fraction form. Alright, so part B is very easy because you just need to remember about the ratio formula in geometric coordinates. Then part C is a locus. So, okay, point P moves such that the distance from A is always twice the distance from B. Find the equation of locus. Okay, so let me just explain about the locus a little bit because I just want to make sure you can understand. Okay, what the question trying to means here is you will actually have, let me read the question again. Oops, what's wrong with me? Okay, A is always twice the distance from B. A is always twice the distance from B. Okay, good. Okay, if A is always the distance, twice the distance from B, that means you will have a locus line. It should look like this. Okay, this locus line over here, if they are always the distance, let's say the distance from, I'm going to call this one is a locus P. That means whenever P is on the line here, the distance from P from A to B is always double. That means if from here to here the distance is x, from here to here the distance should be 2x. This is what I mean double. So if you go into here, if the distance here is x, the distance here should be 2x. This is what I mean locus. Locus you can imagine is something like moving line. That means on the line itself, whenever the point P is on the line, the distance is always double. Okay, however, you no need to actually understand the diagram in order to get the correct answer. What you need to do is, since you know it's double, so I will say AP is equal, distance of AP is equals to double of distance of PB. And then I just use the distance formula, I can easily got the correct answer. So this one, my A is basically negative 3, 4. My B over here will be 6, negative 2. And my P over here is unknown, I'm going to call it XY. So here I'm going to use the distance formula. And I guess I have not enough space also. Anyways, I just do my best here. So I will write the other coordinate at the bottom since not enough space. AP, I will start with x. So x minus negative 3, x plus 3 square. And then you have a 2 here. And plus y minus 4 square equals to twice the distance, right? So equals to 2. And then PB, I will use P also. P is x, so it will be x minus, so it will be x minus b is 6 square plus y minus negative 2 will be y plus 2 square. Alright, so you will need to solve this equation in order to get the locus. Remember, whenever the question asks about locus, just use the distance formula. Alright, so yeah, over here, I do not like about square root, so I will square both sides. But when you square both sides, you must very be careful something, which is when I square here, and I square here, it's something very important, and a lot of students make the mistake, is that ignore about 2. When you square here, the 2, basically the 2 here, it will change to 4. Alright, and then the square will simplify with the square root. Then the square root have no more. Alright, so, okay, so what happens here is, let me expand the equation somewhere over here. Okay, let's see, do we have space to actually write it at the bottom? I hope we do. Yes, we do. A little bit. Should be more than enough. Alright, so I expand this one. So this one should be x squared plus 6x plus 9. And then I expand the second one. This one should be y squared minus 8y plus 16. Equals to, the 2 here will become 4. And then expand this one is x squared minus 12x plus 36. The second one is plus y squared plus 4y plus 4. And then you just simplify this equation by multiply 4 into every single one and then move the things to the other side. So you will get 4x squared. I will straight away do lah, since there's not enough space. So what I will do here is 4 multiply x squared, you get 4x squared. 4x squared minus with the x squared here, you are left 3x squared. Alright, then you have negative 48x minus 6x is negative 48 minus 6 again, minus 54x. Solve this one. And then the number I solve at the last lah. Then 4 multiply y squared is 4y squared minus y squared is minus 3y squared. It's plus 3y squared, sorry. And 4 multiplied with 4y is 16y. 16y plus 8y is plus 24y. And now we have number 4 multiplied 36. If 4 multiplied 36 plus 4 multiplied 4 is 16. Alright, and then the other side have 16. I will minus 16. I will minus 9. This is all the number I have is plus 135 equals 0. I think your answer in the reference book basically is simplified by dividing 3 for every single one. Let me see, is all the number divided by 3? Yes. So this is 0 equals to x squared. 54 divided by 3, you will get minus 18x plus y squared plus 8y plus, this one should be 45, isn't it? 135 divided by 3 plus 45. Okay, this is how we get the equation of locus. So first is you have to understand the question. It's always something to do is double distance. Yeah, then you have to write the equation. So you write the equation based on the coordinate given. And then after you write the equation, remember you have to use the distance formula. So substitute the distance formula into it and then just solve it. Alright. Is everything okay? Let's break for a while. Yeah, anything you want to ask? Because this is paper 2. I just worry I actually moved too fast. Maybe I can move the things higher a bit. How many marks are required to pass for MF paper 2? Okay, if you want to pass for MF paper 2, if 100 mark, I guess you need to get 16 to 20, according what I heard. But every year's the boundary is not the same, so I can't say exactly figures, but I don't think it's very high if you only aim for pass. But I think MF, you should at least aim for credit. You should at least aim for C, because it's very, very easy to get C. Okay, so let's move on. Oops, I just pressed something wrongly. Yeah, the Adobe actually is very laggy also. Yeah, actually I thought to rent this platform, but it's quite expensive. The minimum one actually will cost me 500 USD per year. Yeah, so I have to think carefully before I make any decision. Yeah, so I also want to know your experience. If you still cannot see this, cannot see that, then I'm not going to rent the platform. So let's move on to the whiteboard. I want to see, can you actually see the whiteboard right now? Yeah. Can you see the whiteboard actually? I'm trying to go to a new whiteboard. A, B, C. Yeah, anyone cannot see I actually writing A, B, C, D in the whiteboard? Yeah, just do a quick testing. If all of you can see, then it will be good, because just now actually one of the students actually says that she cannot see. Yeah, those students who using the iPad one, how was it? Yeah, you can tell me your experience of using an iPad, or actually you already give up using iPad, you already switched to computer? Or still using the iPad to actually connect it? Or actually they left already? It's okay. Yeah, I just do not want to waste your time. Yeah, let's move on. Okay, number 6 here. Okay, for number 6, the question basically asks you to sketch the graph y equals to -3 sine 3 over 2x. And then the range is basically from 0 to 2 pi. So actually it's quite simple. So yeah, let me sketch nicely a bit. Okay, because I have a line apps over here. Okay, let's see. Okay, first thing is I will pay attention on -3. -3 is amplitude. Amplitudes mean later my highest frequency will be 3, and means my higher frequency here will be 3, and my lowest will be -3. Okay, this is what happens when -3, but the negative at the front actually means something. The negative here actually means your sine graph, if your sine graph is actually like this, right? If negative means you have to do the other way around. Mean actually your sine graph will go this way. Okay, it will be reflection. It will be reflection, so it will be go this way. Okay, so let me just draw it. Okay, so it will be something like this. Okay, so obviously I cannot more than 3. This is just an example. And by the way, what is the meaning for 3 over 2? Okay, 3 over 2 mean, if you in decimal mean 1.5, right? Mean in 2 pi itself you only have 1.5 cycle. Okay, what is mean here is like this. Okay, let me just erase this one. Oops. Okay, let me just draw it again because I do not want to draw that line first. So over here I will start from the negative. Oh, this is sine, right? I think I draw something wrong because this is sine graph. Sine must start from 0. So draw from here and then half. Okay, so that's mean this is what I mean 1.5. Because if I finish it, this one will be the whole cycle already. But then this one tell you the cycle is 1.5. That's mean you should no, this is not 1.5, this is 0.75. What I'm thinking, no, this is wrong. Yes, let me just erase this part over here. Okay, 1.5 means you should have one cycle and another half cycle. Yeah, this is 1.5 cycle. Yeah, so here will be, so basically you have 2 pi here, but you have to divide into the 6. So what I will do is, yeah, so since you want to do, so the middle here, this one should be a pi here. Okay, then a pi you will divide into the 3, so this one should be pi over 3, this one should be 2 pi over 3. So this is 3 pi over 3, this is 4 pi over 3, and then this one will be 5 pi over 3, and the last one is 6 pi over 3, then it's 2 pi. Okay, this is what happened, and then the maximum you will get should be 3, the minimum you should get over here should be negative 3. Yeah, this is what happens when there's 3 over 2. Are you very confusing about this part? Is that okay? Okay, if there's no question, so let's move on to the second part. Okay, so hence use the same axis, sketch the suitable straight line to find a number of solution for the equation. Okay, so in order to sketch the suitable straight line, I mean sketch the suitable graph. In this case, it's not necessarily straight line because the question doesn't say it's a straight line. What you need to do is you have to make sure this equation have the y inside it. Because this equation do not have y, then because in order to sketch any graph you need to have x and y. But in this case it do not have y. So what you need to do here is you need to use the equation on the top there. So equation on the top here, actually we know y actually equals to negative 3 over 2x. So in order to make this one have the y here, so what I will do is I will move the whole thing to the other side. So 3 sine 3 over 2x to the other side will become minus 3 sine 3 over 2x. Yeah, the equal to 0 is gone already. So the whole thing here, this is y, isn't it? So I just move the whole thing to the other side. This is y. So actually y equals to pi over x. So what you need to do is you have to sketch this graph. So in order to sketch this graph, this is not the straight line because the x is at the denominator, means it is not the straight line. Straight line means x must be power 1. This one x is power negative 1. So this is not the straight line. So if not the straight line, you have to draw a table. And then inside the table, you need to get as many coordinates as possible. So we'll do something like y and x. So when x equals to 0, you try to do anything divided by 0, you will get math error. You can use your calculator, so you will get math error here. So if you get math error means what? Means x cannot be 0, so 0 is not the good value to use. So maybe I will use pi. When x equals to pi, you're trying to substitute pi into x here. It will be pi over pi. So y will equals to 1. So if x equals to 2 pi, you're trying to substitute 2 pi here, y will equals to 1 over 2. Alright, then maybe you can try to substitute any value over here. Maybe you can try pi over 3. So pi over 3, y will equals to pi divide pi over 3. So yeah, then you will get 3, it's not mistaken. Yeah, you will get 3. Y equals to 3. That means if the x is pi over 3, the y actually equals to 3. Okay, so I have some coordinate here, so I'm going to plot the coordinate. So my coordinate over here will be pi over 3 is at the 3 here, and pi is actually equals to at the 1 here, and then 2 pi actually equals to half here. Yeah, you have something like this. Okay, yeah, this is your y equals to pi over x equation. Basically, pi equal x is at the bottom, your graph is actually something like this. This is reciprocal graph. So actually this one is actually part of it. Then the question actually asks you to state the number of solution. Number of solution means intersection. We have 1 intersection, 2 intersection. So the answer will be 2. Yes. So this is how we sketch the suitable graph into our sign diagram. And then we find the number of solution. So number of solution is 2. So far so good. What's the time now actually? Yeah, it's 9:17. We still have quite a lot of time. Yeah, so if everything okay, I'm going to move on to the next question. Okay, this is question number 7. And I guess the 5 questions here you have to choose for, but I try to cover all. But there's a section C, but I don't think section C I have enough time to cover all, but I will try to cover as many as possible. Alright, those questions I can't cover, maybe I will make a short video for you. Okay? Alright, this one you have to use a graph paper. I hope I have a graph paper inside this paper. Let me see. Do I have a graph paper downstairs? There's no graph paper for me. Oh my god. Okay. Let me just guide you on how to do. Then you actually draw on your graph paper by your own. Okay. So, okay, table 7 will show the value of 2 variables x and y obtained from an experiment. So, yeah, you have an equation n over y equals to px plus 1, where m and p are constant. Constant means they're just a number, they are not the variable. Alright, based on the diagram 7, construct a table for the value 1 over y. So, basically, you need to construct a table for 1 over y. That means you need a table for 1 over y. So, of course, first thing before I do a table, I will actually copy down this equation. Because normally I prefer to solve the equation first. So, in order to make 1 over y as a subject, I will move my n to the other side. So, 1 over y, I move my n to the other side, basically means divide n. P over nx plus 1 over n. Means I divide n for every single one. So, you need to construct a table for 1 over y. So, you just construct it. It's quite simple. X is remain because here is actually x. If this is x squared, then you have to square it. And this is 1 over y. So because of the y equals to mx plus c, this formula, I know m and c is at this position. So therefore, I know this is my m. And then this is my c. Alright. So my 1 over y, that means I use a calculator 1 divided by the y value here. And then I try to leave at least 2 decimal or 3. So 1 divided by 0.303. So you will get 3.30 and x is 0.1. And then the next one you will do the same thing. 1 divided by 0.364. And then you will get 2.75. And then you continue do until the end. Alright, then you will use a graph paper. You will give a graph paper and then do x and then do 1 over y. So you just plot whatever coordinate you have. Of course, your x is from 0 to 1 to 0 to 0.6. Maybe your 2 centimeter can be 0.1, 2 centimeter is 0.2, and then continue until 0.6. Should be enough places. And then this one, you have to do until the last one. Let's say I do the last one, 0.6. So 1 divided by 1.818. So this one I get 0.55. So this one from 0.55 to 3.3, maybe I can do 0.5 every 2 centimeter, and then 1, and then 1.5 until 3.5. Yeah, because you have 3.3 here. And then you just plot the coordinate and then you connect it. It should be a very nice graph. The graph should look like this, maybe. Okay, then only we do the next thing. So the next thing basically asks you to plot against 1 over y against x. Yeah, actually I give you a unit already. So yeah, then you just ignore all the skill I give you just now, because I thought the question doesn't give you unit. So if the question gives you unit already, you just plot accordingly. Yeah, that means on the x-axis is 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, and for the y-axis, it's exactly like what I say. Yes, it's exactly like what I said just now. The y is 0.5, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, and 3.5. Alright, and then you draw the best fit. Okay, so after that, yeah, you need to solve this one. Maybe you wait me for a while, I can draw it out very fast. I mean, yeah, you all draw also, or you all already draw. Do you have the graph paper with you now? Yeah, actually this is live class, because if I draw it on the spot, it's going to be quite wasting a little bit time. So I do some cheat here. So actually I look at the answer at the back. So after you draw already, you should have something look like this. Change color maybe. Yeah, you should have something will look like this. And then it will actually touch the y-axis at the value according to maybe 3.81 or 3.8, I don't know, depend on your graph. If you touch at 3.8, then you just write 3.8. If you touch at 3.9, you just write 3.9. It's okay. Okay, because just now, from the equation we did just now, where the things we write just now? Okay, yeah, it's over here. We know basically 1 over n is the y-intercept, and p over n is the gradient. So what I do next is, over here, I know the 1 over n is the c. My c here is 3.8. So I can get my n easily is 1 divided by 3.8. So my n basically is 1 divided by 3.8. You will actually get 0.263. Alright, so you got your n ready. Then we know the gradient basically is p over n. So therefore, we need to find the gradient. If we can find the gradient, we can find the p. Because the question basically asks us to find the p and n. Also, the question asks you to find the y when x equals to 3.8. Okay, this is something a little bit tricky. So you have to graph here. From 0.38 here, you have to point out until you touch the graph. You move vertically, I mean horizontally, to your y value. And then you should get one y value here. In this case, assume you get the one y value is 1.75. But then this is not y. If you write y equals to 1.75, you will got wrong. Because what is your vertical axis here? Is 1 over y. So therefore, this value itself is 1 over y. So 1 over y equals to 1.75. Then you can get your y is 1 over 1.75. Then only you can get the correct y value. 1 divided by 1.75. So it's 0.571. We can write 0.5714. Write 4 decimal better. 0.5714 for y. Alright. And then just now we find n already, n is this one. If you want to find p, you will need to find the gradient. So how to find the gradient? The gradient is very simple. What you do is you take two coordinates on the line, or the two coordinates, but on the line, and you cannot choose the coordinate, it's off the line. Then these two coordinates on the line over here, you're going to do something like y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. That means you take their y minus their y and x minus x, and then you should be able to get the gradient. The gradient should be equals to negative 5.41, I think in this case, and then 5.4181. I mean, I got this one from the answer. Let me see. Let me just erase this one. So you should get the gradient is negative. Let's say I call it 5.5. And then your p value is unknown. Your n value is 0.263. Then you can get your p easily by moving this thing to the other side. You multiply. So negative 5.5 multiply 0.263. Then you'll get negative 1.4465. Okay, this is how to find all the value in the linear law topics. So far so good. I hope you haven't fallen asleep. Actually linear law is very easy to get marked. So you just need to make sure you can understand it. Alright, if okay already, then maybe I move on. Or do you have anything you want to ask? Or anything you couldn't understand? Okay, then we move on to question number 8. Okay, in the question number 8 over here, diagram 8 show the part of the curve fx with passing through the Q13. So the straight line PQ is parallel to x-axis. Alright, that means they are parallel to x-axis. So the curve has the gradient function of 2x. First, when you see the gradient function over here, you have to know gradient function actually is dy dx. So in this case, the question trying to tell you dy dx equals to 2x. Alright, and then it asks you to find the equation of curve. In math, there's only one way to find the equation of curve, which is integrate dy dx. So if you integrate dy dx, so what will happen when you integrate dy dx? You integrate dy dx, basically, you will get integrate 2x, because 2x is your dy dx, so you will get 2x squared over 2 plus c. So in order to get the value of c, you need to find one coordinate which is passing through the curve. So in this case, we have q. So q, I'm going to substitute 1 into x, 3 into y. So I will say 3 equals to, my x is 1 squared plus c. So my c equals to 2. So therefore, my equation of curve is y equals to x squared plus 2. This is how to find the equation of curve. After you got the 2, you just substitute back into the equation you got just now. Alright, then you have to find the area of the shaded region. So area of the shaded region here, if I draw a straight line come down, it's 90 degrees here. You can know basically the area of rectangle is just 1 multiplied 3, isn't it? Here is 3, here is 1. So the area of rectangle is just 3. 1 times 3, so it's just 3. This is rectangle. So in order to find the shaded area, I will use a rectangle to minus the area under the curve. Okay, so in order to find the area under the curve, we know the value here basically is 1, isn't it? So I will do is, I will integrate I want to find the green color area. I will integrate from 0 to 1 for my equation, x squared plus 2. Then I can get the area under the curve. So if I integrate, I will get x power of 3 divided by 3 plus 2x, and then this is 1, 0. Then you just solve this one, you will get 1 over 3 plus 2. That's all, minus 0. So yeah, your area under the curve should be 2 and 1 over 3. So if the whole area here is 3, you minus this one, your shaded area will be 2 over 3. Because you just use 3 minus 2 and 1 over 3, you get 2 over 3. Okay, this is one way. I believe there's another way you can get the same answer as well, if you want to do that. But then the other way actually is quite complicated. That's mean, what if I straight away find the curve area, because I want to go to the y-axis. So the first thing is you have to find your y-intercept, which is 2 here. This is 3. And then the second things, why all my ink is gone? Am I pressed something wrong? Okay, so the value of p here is 3, but then if you want to integrate toward the y-axis, means what? If this curve you want to go this way, you always need to make your x as a subject. In your equation you have to make your x as a subject. So that means minus 2 I will move to the other side. This is x squared, right? Square I will move to the other side, becomes square root. So I would say a bit hard is, if you do like this, you have to integrate the equation with the square root. Because you integrate the equation with square root, you will have a lot of things to do. But then I believe you will get the same answer as well. But I will prefer you to use the first method I taught just now. I think it's easier. Then for the part C over here, is like this. So the question says the volume of revolution in terms of pi when the shaded region rotates 360 degrees on the y-axis. That means the shaded region here, let me just erase the unnecessary thing. That means the shaded region here going to rotate 360 on the y-axis. So same thing, if you want to find the volume is rotate on the y-axis, what you need to do is you have to match x squared as a subject. So just now we have the equation y equals to x squared plus 2, isn't it? So I want to make x squared as a subject. So x squared is going to be y minus 2. Then I substitute my volume formula into it. So my volume formula will be v equals to pi integrate x squared. So, and because it rotates on the y-axis, just now I do already, this is from 2 to 3. How do I get the 2 here? You just substitute y-axis, right? Y-axis, you just make x equal to 0 into your equation. You just make this equal to 0, you get 2. So the limit here will be 2 to 3. Then we just integrate this thing. So this is integrate 2 to 3 for y minus 2. So therefore you will get this thing, y squared over 2 minus 2y, 3 to 2. And then you just do the substitution thing, should be able to get the correct answer. Let me just erase this whole thing. Okay, so yes, so if I substitute in, what I will get over here, I'll leave the pi outside definitely. 3 will become 9 over 2 minus 6. Okay, minus I substitute 2 will be 4 over 2 minus 4. Okay, then you just solve this one, you can easily get the correct answer. So this one is just 2 minus 2 is negative 2. So 9 over 2 minus 6. So you get negative 3 over 2 and then minus negative 2. So we plus 2. So I plus 2. So answer should be 1 over 2 pi. This one should be answer for volume. Is my answer correct? Let me check. This is the volume topics. Yeah, it's 1 over 2 pi. Of course, in the marking scheme, they write units cube. If you want, you can do that. But you write half pi should be good. So far so good. I see someone is typing here. Or actually you prefer to talk. If you have the mic in front, maybe I can open your mic, then you can talk. Yes, do you want to talk? No. Okay, it's fine. If none of you got question, then I will continue, move on. Okay, let's move on to number 9. Okay, for question number 9, this one should be circular measure. Okay, there's few formulas over here. The first one is S equals to R theta. This one is for arc length. The second one for area of sector is half R squared theta. I hope you remember both of these formula. Alright, in this question, he said diagram 9, show the AOBC is a semicircle with the center O with the radius 4. So this is 4, this is 4. APD is a sector of the circle. This is sector, okay. Radius is 6, so that means I know here is 2 because the whole thing here is 6. Alright, with the center P. It's given OC is perpendicular to AOB, okay, very obvious. And find the value of delta in radian. So basically we need to solve this triangle. I hope you do see a right angle triangle here. This is right angle triangle. So I will solve from the triangle to find my radian. So I know this is 4, this is 2. I'm going to use tangent. Delta equals to 4 over 2. Tangent is OA. Okay, so this is 2. So then I use the calculator. Make sure you change your calculator into radian. So shift tangent 2, you will get 1.107. 1, maybe add another 1 radian. Okay, then I can easily get my 2 mark. Okay, then the parameter of the shaded region. In order to find the parameter of the shaded region is quite simple and obvious. So the first thing is, obviously you need to find this arc length. And then you have to find the second arc length, mean from the bigger sector. And then you need to find this length. This length over here, we know is 2. So we need to find both arc length plus 2. That's all. So obviously I will find the first arc length over here. This one, the arc length over here, I'm going to use a 90 degree. 90 degree because I want to solve it in the radian. You know pi equals to 180. If you understand pi equals to 180, so 90 degree basically will mean pi over 2. Isn't it? So in order to find this arc length over here, so I will just do S equals to R theta. So I'm going to call it arc AC equals to R. My radius over here will be 4. So yeah, so again, I'm going to find the arc AC. It's just R 4 theta. Theta is pi over 2. So it's just 2 pi. Right, then I want to find arc AD. It's same thing, but my arc length for AD is 6. It's not 4 because AD is belong to the bigger sector. Okay, my angle is I found just now is 1.1071. Then I can get the correct answer. Multiply 6, so I get 6.6429 centimeter. This is centimeter plus 2. So in order to get the parameter of the shaded region, which is 4 mark, you will need to use arc length AD plus arc length AC plus DC, 2 centimeter. So yeah, I can get the parameter easily. I just sum them up. So 6.6429 plus 2 pi plus 2. So parameter should be 14.926 centimeter. Is everything okay? Can you actually understand this? Okay, so if everything okay, I'm going to move on to the part C. Okay, part C actually asks you to find the area of the shaded region. So in order to find the area of the shaded region, it's very easy. It's not really like very easy, but then there's not too hard because actually I sketched out the whole thing. So in order to find the shaded region, what I will do is I will find the big sector. Oops. I will find a big sector over here. And I will use the big sector minus the triangle, which is this triangle is half multiple 4 multiple 2. The area of triangle is basically 4 centimeters square. And then I minus this sector. That means the whole sector PAD, I'm going to minus the triangle and minus the quarter of the sector. Alright, the quarter of the sector is very easy also. If you know this is quarter, you can do pi r square divide pi r square over 4. You can do that. So yeah, pi r is 4 square divided by 4 because it's quarter. It's 90 degrees, isn't it? Quarter means the one circle I cut into this is what we call quarter. Okay, so yeah, pi r square is a whole circle divided by 4 you can get quarter. So this one cut and cut is just 4 pi centimeter square. So I already get these two. Now I want to get the area of the whole sector. So the whole sector will be half r square, which is 6 square, theta. Theta will be the angle. Angle will be 1.107. This is the big sector. So it's 36 divided by 2 multiply 1.107. So I will get 19.926. So I just use this one. To minus the part I already find. So I will use, so I can say shaded region. Let me write short form. Shaded region equals to 19.926 minus area of triangle is 4 minus area of sector, which is 4 pi. Then minus 4 pi minus 4. Then you should be able to get the shaded region is 3.36 centimeters square. So far so good. Yeah, this is how we do this kind of sector question. Can you understand how to find sector, triangle and all that? Okay. Okay, if you can understand, then let's move on. To vector. Okay, let's have a look on this vector question. Okay, diagram 10 show the parallelogram ABCD and point P lies on the straight line AB and point Q lies on the straight line DC. So the straight line AQ is extend to the point R such that AQ equals to 2QR. Okay, we jot down some information. So AQ equals to 2QR. That means the ratio here will be 2, ratio here will be 1. That means AQ itself is double of QR. Okay, simple. AP and PBP is 3, 1. Okay, so AP is 3, PB is 1. It's just all the ratio. QC, where's QC? To DQ is 3, 1 also. This is 3 and 1 also. Alright, and AP equals to 6U. AP is 6U. And AD is V. AD is V. Okay. Do the simple one. The first one asks you to find AQ. So AQ, so since the ratio is the same, so first thing you have to understand over here is, you have to understand AP over here is exactly same with the DQ, because they are parallelogram, they are parallel, and the ratio is 3, 1, 3, 1, so it's the same. So that means I know that this is 6U also. So in order to do the AQ, so the AQ is just equals to, in order to go to AQ, so you just imagine, please remember about triangle law. If you do not understand about triangle law, you're going to be quite tough. Let's say this is your starting point, this is your ending point. So this one is always your shortest journey. You can go from other journey to reach here also, mean you go from here to here, isn't it? So therefore AQ itself is equals to AD plus DQ. AD is V plus DQ is 6U. Done. This is what we mean AQ. Then you want to do PC. From P to C. Maybe I draw a line. From P to C. Okay. If you want to do from P to C, what you need to do is, if AP is 6U, you have to know PB is equal to 2U, because the ratio. Okay, you just divide 3, you know one of the ratio means 2U. Alright, so this is 2U. And this one is parallel to this one. I mean, BC is parallel to AD, so it's V. So for PC, it's very simple, just 2U plus V. Okay? Hence, you have to show PCR is the collinear, means they will connect together. Collinear means they're all in the straight line. So in order to show that, so you have to write out a collinear, sort of collinear equation. So in order to do the collinear equation, I will do something like this. Okay, since they want P, C, and R, because I do not have the PR, so I won't use PR, but I have the PC. Yeah, I think that's possible for me to find PR also. Yeah, because I actually see the ratio. So I will say PR, because I can find PR, so I use the PR, equals to lambda, and then I can easily get PC, right? Lambda PC. When you can write this one in whatever way you like, but you have to make sure you use P, C, and R. You find I use P, C, and R. As long as you use all the 3 letters, then everything should be fine. Okay? Of course, you can still do PC equals to lambda PR. It's the same thing. Alright, then what we do next is we just do some substitution. Okay, so first thing is we have to find PR. Okay, in order to find PR, I know that PR actually, P to R actually equals to PA, mean moving this way, plus AR. Now, we have PA already. PA is just negative 6U, because opposite direction. But we do not have AR, but we have AQ. AQ just now, we have this one. V plus 6U. This one is for ratio 2. If ratio 1, that means what? You have to half of it, isn't it? Because this one is for 2, right? So ratio 1 means half. So I know QR, from Q to R will be half of AQ. So half of V plus 6U. So here you have V plus 6U, here you have another half. So total you have 1.5, right? This is, imagine this is 1, this is 0.5. So you have 1.5, we call it 3 over 2. V plus 6U. And then you just solve this one. Yeah, so this one, so you want this negative 6U plus 3 over 2V. This simplifies 3 plus 9u. So you will get negative 6u plus 9u is 3u plus 3 over 2v. Okay, so after you got this one, you just substitute into here and then you're trying to solve it. So yeah, so you will do 3u plus 3 over 2v equals to lambda PC we just got it is 2u plus v. Alright, so yeah, I will need to find the lambda first, definitely. Yes, so the lambda itself, I will multiply the lambda into both. 3u plus 3 over 2v equals to 2 lambda u plus lambda v. So therefore I comparing the u. I compare whatever thing beside the u. This is a thing beside the u. This is a thing beside the u. 3 equals to 2 lambda. Lambda equals to 3 over 2. And then I comparing the v. If v also give me the same lambda value, that means they are collinear. Alright, so this is 3 over 2. I'm comparing v, right? So comparing v means everything beside the v equals to lambda. Okay, so lambda is 3 over 2. So in this case, if both also I get the same lambda, I write Sean. That means they are collinear. That means PR is equals to 3 over 2 PC. If PR equals to 3 over 2 PC means they are collinear, just one of it is longer. Alright, can you understand how to do collinear part of question? Yeah, you always need to substitute the lambda, or you can substitute k, you can substitute any constant value by yourself. But in vector, we always use lambda to represent it. I hope you understand that. Okay, then it's given that u equals to 3i, v equals to 2i plus 5j. Express PC. Alright, then you just substitute in. PC equals to 2u, u is 3i, plus v is 2i plus 5j. It's very simple. This is 6i plus 2i plus 5j. So this is 8i plus 5j. Okay, it's sort of bonus mark for this one. And the second one asks you to find a unit vector of PC. So in order to get the unit vector, you will need to remember the formula for unit vector. Okay, so the formula for unit vector is basically like this. The unit vector, so in order to find the PC, you have to put the vector PC in order to do the unit vector of PC. Unit vector is not drawing like this. Let me just erase it again. Okay, in order to do the unit vector of PC, it's just vector of PC divided by magnitude of PC. Okay, so vector of PC we already have, which is 2, okay, we use over here. It's 8i plus 5j. And then in order to find the magnitude of PC, magnitude basically means doing Pythagoras. X squared plus 5 squared, and then you square root it. Then you will actually get something like, am I do correctly? Yeah, x squared plus 5 squared, square root 89. So it's 8i plus 5j over square root 89. Yes, this is how to do the unit vector. And I just want to double confirm, is this question correct? I mean, is my answer correct? Yep, it's correct. Okay, this is how we find unit vector. Of course, if you check the answer, they actually separate them. They write 8 over square root 89 I plus 5 over square root 89 j. This is what they write in the marking scheme. Yeah, but it's the same. Okay, I move on to the next one. Is that okay, or anything you want to ask? Yeah, we still have a little bit time. I think, let me see how many questions we have here. Okay, so this is question 11. And then, yeah, I think we will discuss, maybe we discuss section C next time. Next week. Yeah, because normally in paper 1, we actually doesn't spend so much time on paper 1. But paper 2 actually, yeah, is so many things in paper 2. Yeah, maybe section C in this paper, I will move forwards to the next classes with the paper 1. If still couldn't finish, then maybe I will actually make the video for a specific question. Okay, so yeah, let's have a look on the last question here, which is 11. Okay, so this is probability distribution. Okay, let's have a look on the first one. It's found that 80% of university graduates in state are employed. Okay, if 80% of the university students in the state are employed, so I know basically what they're trying to say is P equals to 80. No, P cannot be 80. P must be less than 1. I mean P equals to 0.8. Okay, so Q is just 1 minus P, you get 0.2. Alright, if 10 university graduates from the states are selected at random, I know N equals to 10. Okay, find the probability that exactly 9 of them are employed. So 9 of them are employed means what? Means X equals to 9. So I hope you remember a formula for this one. So for example, the formula is X equals to R, and then you will have something like NCR. Okay, let me just erase this one. See, we know about N, so we don't need N here. So NCR and then PR and then Q N minus R. Yeah, I hope you remember about this formula. So yeah, we're going to substitute this formula over here. So my N is 10, C, my R is 9 in this case. So my P is 0.8, power of 9. My Q is 0.2, power of 10 minus 9, which is 1. Then you can easily get the correct answer. 10C9 multiply 0.8 power of 9. Oops. Power of 9 multiply 0.2. Yeah, you should get 0.2684. Alright, this is very simple because the question said exactly 9 of them are employed. So the probability of employed is just 0.8. So I just assume X equals to 9. Okay, the second one, this part is a little bit confusing because it says at least 2 of them are unemployed. Means maximum 2% is unemployed. So you have to think about the logic first. If maximum 2% is unemployed, that means the employed one must be 8, 9, or 10, isn't it? Because it says at most 2 of them is unemployed. So over here, I know if 2 is unemployed, my employed one will have 8. If 1 is unemployed, my employed one will be 9. If 0 is unemployed, my employed one will be 10. Then you plus them together. Alright, you use the method above and then you just substitute one by one and then you plus them together. This is what the unemployed trying to do. Of course, actually like last year, one of the students actually do like this. They change the value of P and Q because unemployed in this case is Q, right? Because this question asks about unemployed, so he changed the Q into P. He said P equals to 0.2, Q equals to 0.8, and it still remains the same. It's still 10 students. So at most 2 means X is bigger or at most 2. No. At most is less, sorry. So X is less or equals to 2. Then the student actually do something like probability X equals to 0 plus probability x equals to 1 plus probability x equals to 2. You both of these, you will actually get the exactly same answer. So you no need to worry. But then the good thing about this part is you no need to digest. Like at most 2 unemployed mean how many employed. This one you can straight away change the P equals to unemployed rate, then you do from there. Okay, both will give you the correct answer. You just trying to substitute, you're trying to do and substitute it yourself. I think it shouldn't be too hard. And then of course I can give you the answer here. Yeah, the answer here actually you will get 0.6778. Yeah, if you plus them together, or you're not sure how to do, maybe, do you want me to show you the step by step on how to do this one? Yes or no? Or you can do it yourself, because there's so little space here for me to do. But if you want, I can change to the whiteboard and then, yeah, we do it in the whiteboard there. If no, then we're going to move on to B. Yeah, I think you should be able to do lah. Actually, it's exactly same with the 9 here. The 9 you don't need to redo again. You just take it down. Okay, so the 8 you just change to the something like 10C8, and then 0.8 power of 8 and 0.2 power of 2. And then 10 is just 10C10, 0.8 power of 10, 0.2 power of 0. And then you just use your calculator. You should be able to easily get the answer. So I'm not going to do, okay? Okay, for B, in a cross country, every participant in a cross country event, participates by 500 students. So in this case, I know my n equals to 500. The time taken to run follow a normal distribution. Mean, in this case, mean equals to 20 minutes, and standard deviation equals to 10 minutes. Participant will not be given any point if they take more than 32 minutes. So if more than 32 minutes, there's no point. Okay, so if the participant is chosen at random, find the probability that the participant does not get any point. Okay, so does not get any point, that means the participant get more than 32 minutes, right? So I will assume X is the time participant run. So I will say X is bigger than 32. So if you get more than 32 minutes, it won't get any point, right? So what I do is, I know this is probability distribution, I need to change to Z. So if I change to Z, what happened here, you have to, this is X value, you have to minus mean divided by standard deviation, 10. Then you can easily get your Z value. You just do 32 minus 20 divided by 10. Yeah, your Z value should be 1.2. And then it's bigger than 1.2 is very easy. You just imagine this is 1.2. You want to find an area bigger than 1.2, just use the table. Yeah, you just use the table. Let me take the table. Yeah, you should use a table look like this. Okay, then you will find 1.2, that's all. Just a bit too easy. Okay, anyway. Okay, 1.2 basically will give you 0.1151. Okay. Yeah, this is for part 1. Done. Okay, for part 2, the medal will award to first 80 participants who take less than T minutes to complete the run. Okay, so for this part, let me scroll down a bit. Okay, for this part, in order to get the so-called award, so the runner must run less than T minutes. T can be any minute. Maybe you want to get the medal, you must less than 10 minutes or less than 5 minutes. T will be 10, T will be 5. We do not know. Anyways, so we will need to solve this one. So first thing is the question, the first 80. So the first 80, just now we have 500. We have 500 participants. I want to know 80 is like how many percent in the 500. So what I will do is I will do 80 divide 500 multiply 100%. Because in probability distribution, the percentage actually is equal to probability. Means you can take the percentage as the probability. 80 divided by 500 multiply 100% is 0.16, or you can call it 16%. So yeah, so I know there's 80%. That means I will know the participant actually will run less than T minutes will be 0.16, because they say first 80 one. Okay, then what I do next is I will change this one into the Z. I will do the same thing. I will minus mean divided by standard deviation equals to 0.16. And in this case, because less than, then I will draw out this bell-shaped diagram. Less than mean going this way, going this direction. Okay, if going this direction, 0.16, half of it is 0.5, half on the other side is another 0.5. So 0.16 is very small, it's somewhere here. So something I have to pay attention is the value over here need to be negative, because it's at the negative zone. So that means my T minus 20 over 10 actually have a negative. But in order to find the table, find from the table, I will use the positive zone to actually do it first. I mean, I will use this part. Of course, both of it is symmetry. So if I find from this table itself, I will get the positive value only. But later you have to know it is negative. So what I will do is, yeah, I will find 0.16. So 0.16 over here should be 0.994. 0.16, isn't it? Subtract 0.994. Alright, so that means I know the Z value is, I know the Z value equals to 0.994. Okay, so this one is my Z value, isn't it? But the real Z value should have the negative. So I say negative T minus 20 over 10 equals to 0.994. Okay, so what I will do is I move the negative to the other side. So T minus 20 over 10 equals to negative 0.994. And I multiply 10. So T minus 20 equals to negative 9.94. And then I plus 20. So I plus 20. So it will become 20 minus 9.94. So you will get the answer equals to 10.06. This is how we find T. But I don't feel the answer is correct because I did this question many times. But let me just, because it's just not so intuitive. The T value should be, it's correct. Maybe I just too long never do this one. Yeah, so the T is just 10 minutes. Okay, I think that's all for class today. Yeah, I'm so sorry about the technical problem just now, and I will try to figure out why when I change to the whiteboard here, some students actually cannot see the whiteboard. Yes, I try to sketch the whiteboard. Can you actually see the whiteboard here? Still cannot. Like 5 of you over here, can all of you see the whiteboard right now? Yeah, then I think only one student, which is the Fumia. Yeah, the Fum lah. I call her the Fum. Yeah, cannot see. Yeah. then I think this platform should be quite okay. Yeah, maybe I should test more on this platform because I want to know like how to use it more effectively, because today is just the first time I do it. Yeah, the risk IQ give me so many trouble, and it's so unstable, and the student going to keep on signing out. So yeah, I hope this one is better. Anyways, if you have no more questions, we're going to end the class right now because I have things to do later also. Is everything okay? Okay, yes. Yeah, thanks for the class today also. Yeah, thanks for all of you participate in this class. So yeah, I will upload these videos to the YouTube, and then I will share to the group lah. If you have any question, you can ask me there. Anyway, thanks for the class today. Bye bye.